Tampa's very own Elizabeth Fry. Elizabeth, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Regina. There is so much excitement over here in the Bay Area. We are ready to welcome the Bucs home for the Super Bowl here in Tampa. We cannot believe it, but the fans, I mean, this is what they've been hoping for and waiting for ever since we heard Tom Brady was coming to the Bucs team, and also that we were going to have the Super Bowl here. So definitely historic and so exciting as well.
Now, Elizabeth, I know that you are joining us from a Dick's Sporting Goods. That's correct. These stores are actually opening early so fans can get their gear. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on where you are?
Yeah, so actually this store stayed open late last night so that fans could come out here and get some gear after the game, but they also opened up early this morning too. So for all those fans who wanted to watch the Chiefs and the Bills face off, they waited until this morning to come get their gear. It opened up about 2 hours early at 7 o'clock. There was actually a line outside of people waiting to go inside and get their NFC Championship gear. It's been steady all morning long. A lot of people said they wanted to stop out here before they went to work so they could wear their new gear going into the office today. So people are definitely excited. Of course, this isn't the only spot to get gear, but they did open up early specifically so people could come out here ahead of going to work.
Now, obviously, Elizabeth, you know, Tampa was preparing to host a Super Bowl. They were hoping that the Bucs would be a participating team, and they are. But, you know, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the city to prepare for the Super Bowl in general.
Well, it has been so exciting down here, Regina. I mean, just walking around downtown Tampa, you can see the signs starting to go up around Super Bowl 55. So even before we knew that the Bucs were actually going to be playing in the Super Bowl, obviously there was so much excitement that we were actually going to have it here. So over at Raymond James Stadium, they've been kind of transforming that into what it's going to look like for the Super Bowl. So the parking lot has been completely just transformed. Of course, we have the NFL fan experience over by our Riverwalk. So a lot going on down here, a lot of transformations taking place to turn this into the host city for Super Bowl 55. But we are so excited, and it's starting to feel real. I mean, now since yesterday's games, now that we know who are going to be playing in just a few weeks and seeing the signs as well, I mean, it's all starting to finally become a reality. And what better reality than to have the Bucs actually playing here at home?
And it's, you know, this is not the first Tampa team that's had a good season. We had the Lightning just win the Stanley Cup. We had the Rays go to the World Series. They didn't win, but talk about what it's like being a Tampa Bay sports fan this time of year.
Oh my gosh, Regina, it has been the energy here in Tampa has just been nonstop all sports season long. I mean, we've all had a very tough past couple 10, 11 months with the pandemic. So for the sports fans down here in the Tampa Bay area, this has really been a bright spot. Like you mentioned, the Lightning, the Rowdies, the Rays, and now the Bucs, all four of our professional teams here in the Bay Area making it to that championship game. So there is so much to celebrate, not only history in the making with the Bucs coming to play here at home as the first team to play at home for the Super Bowl, but with all these other teams making it too. At this point, they've renamed it unofficially Tampa Bay, and I think that's a very fitting name for it.
Tampa Bay most certainly is. And, you know, I think a really good point that I wanted to ask you about, Elizabeth, is the fact that, you know, the fandom is going to look a little different. It's not going to be a packed stadium because of the pandemic, just like you mentioned, but there will be some special guests. Can you tell us about how a lot of healthcare workers were personally invited by Roger Goodell this year to the game?
Yeah, of course. So like you mentioned, it's not going to be a packed stadium. There's only going to be about 22,000 fans inside the stadium, and 7,500 of those fans are actually going to be local healthcare workers from down in our area. They were personally invited to come out here and attend the game. They all have been vaccinated, so history in the making for them as well. This is a very historic game, and when they actually received that announcement that they were going to be going, they were on a lot of the leaders of those groups at the hospitals. They were on the Zoom call, and so we saw all their faces when he made the announcement. Some people were crying, other people were cheering, and this was before the Bucs won. So now adding the Bucs win on top of it, I mean, this is a very sweet way to just say thank you to all these healthcare workers who have been working so hard over these past couple months.
Absolutely. Well, Elizabeth Fry from Fox 13, Champa today. It is at Tampa Bay today. Thank you, Elizabeth, so much for that update. You have a great rest of your day.
You as well. Thank you.
Again, a huge thank you to our sister stations for those live reports. A very exciting time here in Florida, Tampa, and we feel it here in Orlando. We are just down I-4 from Tampa. Like I told you before, I actually went to the University of Tampa, so this hits very close to home. All my friends there and everybody I know very, very excited. So like we said,